Motor Spirit is in Italy's Motor Valley. It's part of the Emilia-Romagna province. That way is Modena and Ferrari, of course. And that way is Bologna. Maserati got started there. The trident comes from Neptune's statue that is there. Also Weber and Stangolini. Pagani is in this area. And of course, Lamborghini. Lamborghini is about 40 minutes from Bologna, and you can take a municipal bus to get there. They'll let you off around the corner just to the right, and you can walk over. The museum has been remodeled with some corporate polish and glitz since the last time here, but most of the cars are the same, with the addition of Huracan race cars from their single mark race series. Interesting, considering Ferruccio Lamborghini was more interested in GT cars than racing, but it was the engineers interested in racing who clandestinely began working on one of the greatest looking cars ever, the Miura. A lot of the Miura's development was done by New Zealand test driver Bob Wallace, who used the roads around the plant as his test track. Being the Lamborghini test driver is a sacred position, and for over 40 years the position of Valentino Balboni, who has retired. The neighborhood roads are still used, and Balboni is still involved. When the older cars come in to be restored, he's brought in to make sure the car has the same character as when new. Nice touch. The Countach is a Lamborghini not named after a bull, and was designed by Marcello Gandini, who also designed the Miura. This 2013 Lamborghini one-off is Lamborghini's take on what perhaps a Star Wars Millennium Falcon might look like with wheels. The museum is open every day, and no reservations are required, but they are if you want to take a tour of the production line. The French GT Tour Series came to Imola this weekend for some reason. It's about a half hour from Bologna, probably for some perfect bolognese. It's a hodgepodge of classes, with Formula 3 at the top of the bill. There are lower-level sedans for amateurs, and hot-rodded BMWs and Audis done in the DTM style. And French Porsche Cup, although there were more tables in the hospitality tent than cars. And for aspiring professionals, Formula 3, whose performance is probably close to the early 1960s Formula 1 cars. Imola is worth the visit. It's about a 20-minute walk straight from the train station. The circuit goes around a big, huge, beautiful park. It's fast. There are great places to watch racing. You just may not want to leave. Modena is home to aged balsamic vinegar, currently the best restaurant in the world, and of course, Ferrari. Not far from the train station is the Museo Casa Enzo Ferrari, a modern, cavernous space where the cars become true art objects. You can see and feel why the 1950s and 60s Ferraris are millions of dollars and are worth it. The art extends to the wooden bucks, or forms, used by the body coach builders. This one is for Pininfarina's 1966 P365. Imagine forming a piece of metal over this to create this. There were only 3 made, this one for Luigi Canetti, and is in the Simeone Museum in Philadelphia. The 3-seater design predated the McLaren F1 by 26 years. A suburb of Modena is Maranello, and home of Ferrari and the Museo Ferrari. You can have lunch at Restaurant Cavallino by the back entrance to the assembly plant, or down the road at Restaurant Montana. Both are Ferrari hangouts. Lately, there are new films coming out on the 1960s Ford-Ferrari rivalry. This is a familiar story to any enthusiast. What would be interesting is to speculate if Ford had bought Ferrari, if the deal went through. There probably would be no Ford GT40s or Ford Le Mans wins. The Cobra and the Carroll Shelby myth might have been subdued and short-lived. Some hotshot MBA would have been sent to Maranello to make cars the Dearborn way, longer, lower, wider. Look what happened to the T-Bird by the mid-1960s, and by the 70s, the Mustang was unrecognizable. The Deuce might have sent his brother, William Clay, over to run it. He had a European sensibility. Or maybe even Shelby. At one time he raced Ferraris, but he had no love for Enzo. A 289 V8 may have been put in a 1970s Ferrari Daytona. By the 70s, Ford was contending with safety and emission regulations. And by the 80s, the Japanese were coming into the American market. In the 90s, Ferrari might have been the star of the premier automotive group, but today it's gone. And given Ford's financial woes, Alan Mulally probably would have sold them off like Aston, Volvo, and the others. Who knows? Maybe to Fiat, turning Ferrari into today's equivalent of Maserati. It's fun to speculate, and there's no better place than over a plate of pasta at Restaurant Montana. See you there.